We are going to begin this video right here at our hotel, the Cambria Hotel, because this is where we're staying this weekend. And Amy and the kids, who are right over here, I just parked the car, by the way. Amy and the kids do not have the ability to make Disneyland reservations today. They have the Believe key, which is the one right below Inspire. And since they can't go into the park, we're going to treat this like an arrival day, right? You just arrived for your hotel. You probably don't have tickets for the park because it's like 5 in the afternoon. You don't want to waste the day. So you want to maybe briefly explain what we're going to go do right now?
We are going to go to downtown Disney and we're going to go to bowling.
Yes, we are ultimately headed to bowling. She didn't, my wave, I didn't pre-talk about this with her.
I was about to say, what else did you want me to
my
say?
wavelengths didn't communicate. We're going to go walk through the Gardenwalk. She knows that we're going to go do that. We're going to walk through the Gardenwalk and we're going to show you what you can do. So kind of the goal of this video is to show you what's immediately in this area. What can you do that's within walking distance if you don't have a car? What is like right around Disneyland that's maybe entertaining, something else that you could do, maybe food that you could eat at if you don't want to, I mean, well, who wouldn't want to eat at the downtown Disney? But I know that there are some people that don't like to eat at Disney just because of cost's sake, so we're going to show you some of the other food places along the way as well. In fact, right here, just outside our hotel, I literally stepped outside my hotel. We have the Starbucks down there, Ono Hawaiian Barbecue, Luna Grill, California Fish Grill. We have the Habit Burger Grill, Yogurtland, Jersey Mike's, all right here if you are looking for something. If you want to stay at the Cambria, you can check out our full Cambria hotel video that's going to be coming to the channel a little bit later on. But here's some things just right around our hotel. Now, this video is not going to cover what is in the Anaheim area that's within driving distance. We have been to a few places like the Packing District if you're interested in some really decent food. There's Museo, which is a decent like local museum to go check out. Don't forget the Cube. The Cube is just a little bit further south. It's a fun little like science center type place. Then there is Knott's Berry Farm, of course, and that's another theme park. Great Wolf Lodge if you're looking for a place to stay that's also like another water park type area. There's tons of beaches locally as well. We're not like super familiar with this area. We live in San Diego, so I'm not gonna like call this the ultimate guide to the Anaheim area, but for stuff that's within walking distance at least, that's relatively close to Disneyland, we're gonna show you some of the key highlights. It's nothing special, but I thought I'd point out the 7-Eleven. There's another one along this walk too, and I love Slurpees, so this is like, you know, oh, I gotta take note. Disneyland just raised all of their prices on food too, and if you want a frozen beverage in the park, it's like $7.29 now for probably the equivalent of like a 7-Eleven small, which is $1.50. So if you really want something like a frozen beverage, go get it at 7-Eleven instead. Within about 5 minutes or so, we've made it down here to the Anaheim Gardenwalk, and so we're gonna walk through the entire Gardenwalk, and we're gonna point out some key things. Now, there's a lot of stuff here, and I'm not gonna keep the camera on the entire time. There's a lot of little food places, but I want to show you the main ones. P.F. Chang's over here off to our right, also the California Pizza Kitchen right there. And then spinning off to our left is going to be McCormick and Schmick's Grill. So those are two of the bigger restaurants right here at the front. But as you go through here, you're going to find a lot of different food options. And I want to primarily show you the things that you could do as opposed to what you can eat, specifically in the Gardenwalk. Just know there's a lot of food in here. First up is going to be this Angry Birds Cafe. Now, it says it's coming soon. It's not open yet, but it says sweets, drinks, and games. So it looks like it's going to be a hybrid of like a little place to go and have some fun. Over here is Ride Makers. Now, this is where you can come and build your own custom car. And so it says starts at $24.99, and the kids can have some fun. You can see some promo photos here of actually getting to build and assemble your own ride. Here are some examples down here of what you can build. So if you're just looking for something fun to do outside of Disneyland, maybe consider Ride Makers. Now, lest I give you the wrong impression, I do want you to be aware that the Gardenwalk is kind of a bit of like, it's a little dead. There's not a whole lot of like life here. Every time that I've been through here, you'll find that a lot of the shops look like this. Coming soons, or they have locks on the doors. There are places that are open, but by and large, I do feel like it just sort of feels empty. This place over here, Eulogy Collective, it says that looks like they've got something cool coming in October for 2025. They do have a lock on the door, so I don't think it's open yet, even though a lady just went in there. She clearly works there. This is not something that's open, but it says coming for October 2025. Obviously, that's something creepy and scary coming to the Gardenwalk. The door does say that that will be open year-round once it opens. It's just coming in October. Here's a place that says, find your inner Top Gun airline pilot or race car driver straight ahead. And it looks like it's in this little building right here, flight deck, flight simulator. See the door open, and I see some people doing some simulator driving in there. So you can go check that out if that sounds interesting to you. If I spin around here, you can see the AMC. So you can go see a movie. They have a movie theater here. Go ahead and check out the AMC. Beneath that is Billy B's. Billy B's is like a little kid entertainment center. Probably my children are too old for something like that, but if you have a kid in the like 5 range, you know, they might really, 5 or under, they might really enjoy Billy B's, and that's going to be over here right beneath the AMC. And then this is Carnival at the Grasslands. That sounds interesting, but it's got a black construction wall in front of it, so probably another one of those things that's not quite here yet. But here's popping into Billy B's. Looks like we've got like a ball pit down there. We've got some different things up here, like you know, tunnels and pipes that they can run around and nets that they can climb through. It does look like there's a mini arcade over there as well. So I'm not exactly sure what the age range is for something like this, but you can see a little bit of what it looks like. Here at the other end of the Gardenwalk, before we begin our trek down to downtown Disney, we've got Casa de Pancho here, a Mexican grill. If we go up the stairs, they have Johnny Rockets and my favorite, Fire and Ice, which is a Mongolian grill. This little back area here to the Gardenwalk puts you right out on, I think this is Disney Way. And so if we turn left, we're going to go straight down to the back end of Guardians of the Galaxy. We turn right on Harbor, and we'll end up at the front of Disneyland. From here, it is probably about a 12 to 15 minute walk max, depending on how quickly you move. But it's going to be right over that direction. In fact, the Grand Legacy of the park is right there. We just recently stayed there. From that hotel, it's just a 5-minute walk to Disneyland. Right there is Guardians of the Galaxy. And over here off to our left is the Anaheim Hotel. We're going to be staying at that hotel in just 2 weeks' time with my mother and aunt and uncle who are coming to Disney. Well, my mother has been here before, but my aunt and my uncle are coming to Disneyland for the very first time. And we're going to be staying over here at the Anaheim Hotel with them. And I've stayed there maybe about 2.5 years ago now, updating the review for you, so be on the lookout for that to hit the channel shortly thereafter. And here we are at the entrance to Disneyland. Security dead ahead. We've got some of the shuttle drop-offs off to our right. And I didn't time it, but I feel like we actually made it over here in less than 10 minutes. Now, I do move pretty quickly, I will admit. But not bad at all. So all of these things that we're showing you, I'm not saying we're doing all of them ourselves, because we just say, you know, there's a very limited amount of time. It's 5 o'clock right now. We're going to try to catch the fireworks. We're not in the park because you can't go in the park. We're going to try to catch the fireworks at 9:30. So we have from 5 o'clock to 9:30, ideally, to do some stuff. So we have a dinner reservation, which is going to be a separate video. And then we have bowling, which we're going to put in this video. And then after that, we're going to see what time we have to do different things before the fireworks. Now, there's a couple of options for fireworks. You can watch the fireworks right here from the Esplanade. If you are staying at a hotel where you don't have firework view, or the hotel does not have decent viewing just from a public area, you could just camp out right here in the middle of the Esplanade. Find a spot, sit down on the ground, face that direction, and just wait for the fireworks to go off. Now, the one downside of doing this, and we've done it before, is that you have no idea if they've canceled the fireworks because of, you know, too much wind up in the upper levels. And so if there's too much wind in the air, they'll cancel fireworks, and they won't make an announcement here in the Esplanade. So you'll just be sitting, waiting, thinking, okay, it's 9:37, 9:38, 9:40. Where are these fireworks? Then suddenly they may start, because the show is going to start with projections on the castle before fireworks shoot off. So it may be a little while before you actually see fireworks, but you may not see them at all if they've canceled them. So again, it's a downside of doing the Esplanade here for fireworks. But the other option is going back to your hotel room and watching them from there, which is what we might do tonight. We have a theme park view from our room at the Cambria, and it might be too good to pass up. Just go back, get changed into PJs, watch the fireworks from there. But additionally, like I said, you could do, like, some of the hotels we've stayed at have really good firework viewing from the pool, or from, you know, a stairwell in the hallway or something like that, if your room doesn't point towards the park. So there are other options around your hotel if you don't want to be out that late. But two different options for watching the fireworks, even if you can't get into the park. But then, of course, you have the entirety of downtown Disney at your disposal as well. And this helps you feel like you're in the Disney bubble. So if you want to do something in the Disney bubble, definitely come to downtown Disney. There's not like a whole crazy ton of stuff to do here, just mostly shopping and eating. The World of Disney here being the largest gift shop at the Disneyland Resort, of course, so you could go in, you could check that out. You could probably kill a good hour just browsing through that store alone if you're really just looking for something to do. And that's definitely an option for you to consider. I am not going to point out every single restaurant and every single shop in downtown Disney. I have other videos that do that. A full tour of downtown Disney and a full food guide for downtown Disney. I will put both of them down in the description if you're interested in checking them out. I might even cultivate a full downtown Disney playlist, because we've been slowly eating at some more of the places that are here and creating more like one-on-one reviews for some of the restaurants. And I don't have a dedicated downtown Disney playlist just yet, but if I create one, I'll link to it at the end of this video if you're interested in discovering more about downtown Disney than just this video can cover. The two most recent dedicated food reviews that we've done here in downtown Disney were right here with Centrico, as well as its neighbor, Ballast Point Brewery and Kitchen. This is actually the most recent one that, as of the time of this filming, actually just dropped yesterday. So we have Ballast Point and Centrico for new reviews on the channel. Again, those will be in that downtown Disney playlist that I curate. I also recently ate at Black Tap again. Now, that was on a day that we weren't filming. We were just up here eating. And so I'm going to put the footage that we took of that day in here now so that you can see what the food was that we ordered. But we don't have like any review talking about, you know, how good it was or that sort of thing. I was mainly getting footage for next year's Downtown Disney food guide. But at least you're able to see the food that we did order and the cost of those items. And here is the one place in downtown Disney where you can actually engage in an activity, Splitsville Luxury Lanes. And this is where we're going to be going bowling later. Yes, it's a bit pricier than your standard bowling alley because it's in downtown Disney, but we've never been here before, either for the food or the lanes, so we're excited to come here for the very first time. It's going to be in a little bit. Our dinner reservation isn't until 6:05, and it's maybe like 5:20. Over here at the Lego store, you can enjoy big Lego creations. They're currently updating them, which is why you see construction walls. They're tearing some of them down, making new ones. And the store is still open while the construction is going on. I don't know how long the construction walls will be up. But I turned the camera on right now, actually for the Disneyland monorail, because this question gets asked me all the time. Can we just ride the monorail from, you know, downtown Disney back to downtown Disney? Without a park ticket? Because if you're at Walt Disney World, you can do that. You could just hop on the monorail and you could just ride around as a sort of an attraction that you can do without a park ticket. Unfortunately, that is not the case here at Disneyland. Right behind me, you actually see the ticket scanners. You need to go through the ticket scanners to ride the monorail, and that's because the monorail, all guests must disembark from the monorail in Tomorrowland. And if you want to ride it back to downtown Disney, you have to exit the attraction, go back through the line, and get on from there. Now, you can stay on here at downtown Disney. You don't have to get off here at downtown Disney. But the only loop that you could do is from Tomorrowland to Tomorrowland. Everybody has to get off the monorail at Tomorrowland, which is why you must have a park ticket in order to even get on the monorail. Unfortunately, that's just the way it works. Of course, if you are a Star Wars fan, the Star Wars Trading Post is a must-see, because you could go in there and probably kill about a half an hour or more just looking at all the stuff in there. There's a lot of good merchandise, there's some illustrations, there's lightsabers. You can look at all the different lightsabers and like actual, you know, $150 lightsabers, not the $25 type toys. So Star Wars Trading Post, great location for Star Wars fans. Here in downtown Disney's West End, they've completely redone this whole area within the last year or so, and you can see they've got this lovely green up, and lots of kids playing on the green. Every single time I come back here, I always see a lot of families back here. So this is just a great place to let some kids run around and burn out their energy. If you're looking for, you know, just you don't know where else to do it, and running through downtown Disney, probably not a good idea. Just let them come down here and let them run around. They've got a couple of new stores over here, some new quick service locations in the Parkside markets, and then Din Tai Fung, our probably top restaurant at downtown Disney now, absolute favorite place. I'll link to that review also in the Downtown Disney playlist, so you can check that out. And then the last thing that I want to mention before we go back and do our bowling is that you have access to all 3 Disney hotels from here. If you actually head out down that exit to downtown Disney, you can go to the Pixar Place Hotel, which is down that way. And each of the hotels have different sort of ambiances. The Grand Californian is great for just sitting in the lobby. The Pixar Place Hotel, at the moment, I don't know how much longer it's going to be here, has something called Pixar Putt. We're going to go into the Disneyland Hotel and show you what you can see around this one. Scratch that. We just looked and saw that the line coming back into downtown Disney is crazy long for security, and we don't want to be late to our dining reservation. So I'm just going to do my best to tell you what you could do in there and find old footage where we've actually done it. So one of our favorite things to do is just go walking around the main courtyard area of that hotel. It is gorgeous. That's where their pool is, and all of the flora and fauna and trees and things that they have set up all around it. It's just amazing. We also love Hawaii, and it's got very Hawaiian vibes to it. Tangaroa Terrace is up there, and that's a quick service place that you can eat at. They serve Dole Whips as well. And then Trader Joe's, not Joe's, Trader Sam's. Trader Joe's, that's the grocery store. They actually had a Trader Joe's joke on Jungle Cruise once. They were like, you could go check out Trader Sam's cousin, Trader Joe's, or something like that. I don't know. But Trader Sam's serves the same food as Tangaroa Terrace, but it's got a different sort of, it's got a show atmosphere to it. You have to get inside seating. It's very hard to do. Best done whenever you do either with a reservation or with a walk-up right when the place opens at 11:30. So you need to be there at 11 or about a half an hour before it opens to get your name down on the wait list without too much issue. So it may not be the greatest arrival day thing, but definitely something to consider for your off day. Trader Sam's has wonderful ambiance, just with all the fun stuff that they do in that restaurant. And then, like I said, we just love looking at the places to walk and see and sit while you're there. Goofy's Kitchen, yes. Amy just brought up Goofy's Kitchen. A great place to consider a special occasion meal. The number of people doing birthday meals there when we went, we were celebrating a birthday meal. I bet you 75% of the people in that restaurant were celebrating birthday meals. The birthday boy or girl gets a cupcake too, free cupcake for their birthday, and it's a buffet, and the characters come by, and it's loads and loads of fun. That's a special meal, of course, not an activity. There aren't really activities. Pixar Place Hotel also has different meet and greets. You can meet Bing Bong, at least you could when we went. It's been a while since we've been there, but I think they might still have Bing Bong meet and greets. And then the guy from Soul comes out and plays the piano in there. So they do have different character interactions and meet and greets, specifically at Pixar Place, that I don't know if they do at the other hotels. I don't know that I've ever seen a character walking around the Grand Californian. But the Grand Californian at certain times of the year also has special displays up in the lobby that are made out of fondant and cake materials, and there's a lot of really great things to go check out in these different hotels when you are in downtown Disney. So you can definitely kill time. You can definitely spend a lot of time on either an arrival day or an off day just exploring downtown Disney, checking out shopping, or checking out the various hotels. So right now we are going to go in and eat at Splitsville. That's not going to be a part of this video. It's going to be a separate video. We originally scheduled our dining reservation for 6:05. You do have to make bowling reservations separately. I made those for 7:15. We just asked, because it's 5:30 and Benjamin's hungry, can we get in earlier? She said she can get our dining reservation in right now, but our bowling one cannot be moved because they're all booked up. So keep that in mind when you are doing this stuff. You do need to make reservations for both dining and then a separate reservation for bowling. Well, we're done with our dining reservation now, and we're gonna go in and bowl. Do you want to just briefly encapsulate the dining experience? Just like good, great, you know, do it, don't, whatever.
It was really good. I think we were all surprised by the food. We weren't sure what to expect, and it was good. So check out that video. Also, you don't have to dine separately. We did just so we'd have more time, but you can just make a bowling reservation and order food by the looks of it. We saw people doing that.
We're going to find that out because we're actually going to go in right now. While we were dining, we saw our lane is already up there and reserved. So even though our time slot isn't for like another 20 minutes, I'm pretty sure we could go check in now. So that's what we're going to go do. Unless, of course, there's another traveler, but I highly doubt that. And here is the check-in for the bowling. Bowling rates Saturday and Sunday, open to close, are $27 a bowler. And the screen went away. This is a special deal that they've got going for the summertime here. We're going to get our shoes, and I don't know if the $27 includes shoes. We're going to find out how expensive this is. And here is a look at the bowling rates just for you there. So 3 to 4 bowlers, which is our family, is an hour and 15 minutes. And again, $27 per bowler. We've got cheaper rates Monday through Friday at different times of the day. If you are a local who wants to bowl a lot, I mean, it's a little bit too late now, but maybe they do this every year. That's actually not a bad deal, because it's up to 6 bowlers for that price, $199. And yeah, you can just come as much as you want. It's just open to 4 p.m., so you have to come before 4. And we're going to be on lane number 4 over here. So the food was down there. We just ate down there not too long ago. And of course, like I said, you can order food while you're bowling. Plenty of these people did, and there's seating and stuff like that. But we just want to come up here, and we're just going to go bowling now. And they're gonna figure out the bowling. Amy is over here figuring out bowling with her. You can get bumpers, and then also there's like these over here. They've got the different like rollers. I don't know if you can see those right there. The roller for the littler kids. We noticed that this is very popular with the under 7s, both down in the dining area and up here at the bowling area. This is not all their lanes too, by the way. They have 4 lanes here, but they've got lanes on the other side. They've got lanes in the back. They've got lanes all over the place. We've seen, and I don't even know, there might be lanes upstairs. We didn't even go upstairs. So we've been standing over here getting shoes on and everything like that, and we noticed that our lane's been up, and we're like, oh no, have we been wasting time getting over here trying to get situated? No, in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and I'll get closer here so that we can show you that. In the top right-hand corner of the screen, it says 1:15. The hour 15 is up there. I don't know if you can see that. Whereas the rest of them are all counting down. Ours has not begun counting down yet. So we have, I think, until the first bowl. And the first bowl will start the timer. So we're not losing a crazy amount of time at the moment, just by, prepping and getting ready for things. So I started the game off with a 9 and a spare. We'll see what Amy gets. She might get a strike. Oh, a 9. She got a 9. Not happy about the 9. I'm not gonna film the whole bowl, by the way. Just we're getting started now. So I think the $27 per person includes the shoe rental, which is better than I was thinking, because I feel like most places when we go bowling, there's a lane rental and then a shoe rental. And then you said that we didn't pay yet.
No, we didn't pay yet. Because I think it's because you can order food up here.
And they probably put the whole bill together.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had an issue over here where the bumpers didn't come up. So you can add bumpers, and you can add the bumpers on whichever players you want. And they were added to James and Benjamin. They were there the first time, but they did not appear there the second time. And James bowled his frame, not realizing that the bumpers didn't pop up, and it went in the gutter, and he got 0 points. So Amy went down and let them know, and they are going to fix the bumper issue, and they are going to add 10 minutes to our time. Tell me how you've been like this.
It's so fun! It's so fun! I want to do this again! But then you have to do that.
They're so excited. We're not even done. Benjamin wants to do it again. They're having a blast bowling. Yeah, although he's Yeah, he's throwing the ball instead of rolling it, but he's doing all right. We're having a bumper issue again. We're waiting for a mechanic. Apparently this lane in particular has had bumper issues all day, so they're just gonna put them up manually for us. It's just this lane though, but while we're waiting for a mechanic, I wanted to review the score so far at the end of almost the first game. We still have 45 minutes on the clock. They did give us 10 minutes because of the issues, so we could still keep bowling, but I managed to get 4 strikes in a row, so I'm at 157, and then I choked on the most recent frame. I only had, I got a gutter ball and then a 3. Amy got her first strike in the most recent frame and she's at 100. James is at 84, but we were gonna add some points for him. Oh, it looks like we did. We did add his points already. So he's at 84, and then Benjamin still has to bowl yet in the 9th frame, and he's at 71. And here's the final scores. My last frame wasn't too good, but Amy did pretty decent, and 3 of us made it over 100. Benjamin was really close though. And after our second full game, we have 5 minutes remaining, second full game, and my score was not as good as last time. I only got 2 strikes, and only Amy and I cleared 100 this time. But overall, pretty good. We completed a second round. So finishing up bowling, nothing happened at the end and nobody came by, so we took our shoes back to return them, and they're like, okay, see you again next time, and we're like, wait, we haven't paid yet. And they're like, oh, you haven't paid? So I'm not sure if you're supposed to pay when you get your shoes or if you're supposed to pay with like the server, but the server never gave us any food because, well, we already ate before. So I don't know if it was just different, weird, or strange, or however we were supposed to do that, but whatever the case may be, we're all taken care of now. I just don't know exactly when the payment process takes place. So you just have to try to figure that out for us, I guess, and let us know down in the comments. All in all, an hour and 15 minutes for 4 people. We were able to get 2 games done. Now, remember, they did add 10 minutes to our time because of the issues we were having, but over the course of the whole game, we probably spent 10 minutes or more dealing with lane issues and not bowling because we were waiting for bumpers to come up, and then we were waiting for mechanics, and we were waiting for mechanics to finish stuff. And so, yeah, it's hard to say. I think you could get 2 games in. I think you can. I think you can complete 2 games with the time that they allot you, at least for 4 people. Now, we saw one lane had 7 people, and I know that they get like an extra half an hour, but I don't know, like, on average, we were taking about 35 minutes per game. That's what I was discovering. And if you had an extra 3 people, you're talking maybe 70 minutes per game. So it'd be tight. It'd be tight. Let's just put it that way. It is currently 8:35. I have more to share, but it's very busy here in downtown Disney. So we're gonna get through probably maybe to the Esplanade or even out of the park. We'll explain why out of the park or out of the resort in just a moment. And like I said, I've got more thoughts. Downtown Disney is beautiful at night though, isn't it? I feel like it's been a while since I've walked through downtown Disney in the dark. All right, crowds have thinned out a little bit and I feel like I've got some breathing room to talk. We don't feel like hanging out here for another hour. I'm sure that if you guys were to come and do this, you could spend any amount of time in shops and whatnot, killing an hour, but it's not really in our interests to do that right now. So we're just gonna go back to the hotel. We're gonna get comfy. We got a park view room so we can watch the fireworks from our room. That's the way that we wanna do it. As far as the bowling goes, a couple of thoughts. So because we did dining separately and bowling separately, we actually ended up having the same server for both areas. And I kind of felt bad for her. I mean, we gave her a decent tip. Well above the standard, and so I don't feel like too bad, but on the second time, because we didn't order any food, she didn't make anything off of us, and that's probably why she mostly ignored our table, which is fine. I have no problem with that whatsoever, but I do feel bad for her. So keep that in mind if you're gonna do something like that, doing a dining and bowling separately. But by doing that, we were able to get 2 full games in. If we had to eat, there's no way that we would have gotten 2 games in, I don't think. Maybe we could have, I suppose. You just, as soon as it's your turn, you gotta get up and go. If you're like mid-bite, nope, gotta go bowl. But again, just my thoughts. on the bowling experience. Really enjoyed it. Kids loved it. Would absolutely do it again. Bit pricey, but again, enjoyable. Something to consider doing with your family, especially if you have kids around our age. They loved it. You know, the more I think about it, the less bad I feel. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that suppose you ate at the Jazz Kitchen or Din Tai Fung and you still wanted to go bowling, you absolutely can. So I'm sure they're pretty used to people probably not ordering anything. The fact that we didn't order anything is, like I said, probably not like the end of the world. I'm sure that's probably the expectation or the hope, but not like, you know, a must, because again, you can go bowling and not eat anything. So yeah, I don't think it's an issue if you want to split them and do dining in one area and bowling in another time. It's just up to you on how you want to handle that. Go eat anywhere else at Downtown Disney and then go bowling, whatever. It's totally an option. And we are back in the hotel room now. Of course, gonna have to turn off some lights to watch the fireworks from here. Not really comfy cozy just yet. We had plenty of time to walk back, but once we got back, we're like, oh, we're kind of thirsty. Let's go to Starbucks. And then we're like, well, Starbucks is kind of expensive. Let's go to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee. It's right next door. So we walked over to 7-Eleven, and they were putting like cones out, blocking people from coming in. All the lights were down, and there was an employee waving at me to go away. And it's like only 9 o'clock, pretty much like 9:05. And we're like, that's weird. Why is it closed already? And we looked, they're open 24 hours. There was a car with like flashing lights in the parking lot. We're wondering if like something happened. I don't know. I didn't see anything like super shady going on, but they waved us away. So then we're like, okay, let's go to Starbucks. It's 9:15 and they're closed already. We're like, oh man. So we spent a lot of time walking back and forth trying to get something to drink, and then there was nothing open. So that was a bit of a bummer. But now we're like 5 minutes to fireworks at this point, and now we are going to try to get as comfy as we can for fireworks. Well, right at 9:35, you can see the smoke cloud of the first firework. That's just to announce that it's going. There'll be some projections around the castle at first, so we're going to be sitting here waiting for just a bit. Now, here I am back out at 1x on my camera lens. Now, you might be saying, isn't this kind of boring watching the fireworks from your hotel room? You can't hear the music. It's not like you're there. Well, if you were waiting in the Esplanade, you wouldn't have the music either. For some reason, I don't know why, unless it's changed recently. Maybe this would have been a good reason for us to actually do it. I don't know. Unless it's changed recently, they don't actually pipe the music into the Esplanade. So you're kind of just watching the fireworks without the music anyway. Just an idea, if you do come back to your hotel room, and personally I prefer to be comfy in my hotel room. An idea is that you could pull up whatever fireworks show it is on YouTube. So this is Wondrous Journeys. If you come during Halloween Screams or Believe in Holiday Magic, you could pull up that fireworks show on YouTube and try to sync it to what's actually going on, and then you can listen to the music right there in your room. That's you know, an idea for you while watching fireworks. And that's it for our time here today, giving you a look at the things that you can do on your off day or perhaps your arrival day at Disneyland. If you want to check out that playlist of Downtown Disney that I mentioned, go ahead and click right here. You'll get food reviews and hotel tours and different things like that. Everything that you can do in Downtown Disney. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.